Julie is a member of the KPMG Farm Enterprise team and contributor to the amazing and ambitious KPMG Agribusiness Agenda. Could you please start with some of your insights on global food trends, the wants and needs of our international customers, and your perspective on what this means for the future of New Zealand's food? Let's start with some of those big picture issues that you talk about: insects, animal-free dairy, and cultured meats.
So I guess one of the big things to start looking at is nutrition. So we can't keep curing people. So one of the big trends coming through is illness prevention. Next is social responsibility. So it's actually really important now that we avoid waste. So you'll see there's been a bit of an emergence of ugly fruit. Even the emoji has an ugly fruit on it now to encourage people to eat unattractive fruit.
The Countdown has just launched that ugly fruit in supermarkets recently, haven't they?
And Jamie Oliver and Asda did it a long time ago. And so that's providing income for farmers who are producing unattractive vegetables and fruit. And also, I didn't realise that attractiveness went into food, but it does. And it's also then making it more cost effective for people to eat healthy. And that's really important. Alternative proteins, I'm quite passionate about this. So we've talked about crickets, so insect proteins. I personally consume cricket flour and cricket flour products.
How do you consume?
So I put flour in the smoothies. I don't bake because I'm terrible at baking. I did try it, but it's just... and I also buy Chirps chips, which are actually these great corn chips made from cricket flour.
How many crickets does it take to make a bag of flour?
A lot. Good question. Now, what I do want to have there, though, is I don't use that as a meat replacement. So I'm a carnivore. I'll eat meat 3 times a day, given the chance. What it does replace is some of the carbohydrate type thing. So it's adding protein into that. Next, we've got cultured meats. So that's where you use a stem cell and grow beef patty in a dish. And then we've got synthetics, so that's your animal-free milks and meats coming through. And the emergence of these trends is huge. The less is more is coming through, so it's, take things out, free from food is a really big trend. And that natural and raw foods is another thing. So the less you do to it, the more value you seem to add to it. And then I guess the last, and potentially one of the most important things, is a lifestyle response to consumption. If you are commuting, now it's okay, we don't commute much. I live in Hamilton, so I get upset if I'm 5 minutes late because I got stuck in traffic. But in reality, if you're in Asia, you could be on a train 2 hours to work, 2 hours back from work. So there's trends emerging where some of the consumption is made a bit more practical. And there's even little things like, I believe Gordon Ramsay has created this great flight pack. So as you go to get on a plane, you get this great little cooler pack, and you can eat on your budget line that doesn't provide food, you're eating Gordon Ramsay's.
Only in the UK, or?
Only in the UK, sadly. Yeah. So someone talked to New Zealand about that. But it's, those are the sorts of things we're finding. In China, often there's a lack of space. So you see that people don't necessarily have a big oven. It might just be a small cooker. Therefore, they're only going to want one portion, and they don't have freezers. They'll have small fridges. So as you can see, all these trends are starting to look at, reducing waste, and which means potentially reducing portion sizing as well. As a country, we probably need to be a lot more connected. I don't think we're connected enough, and we have to be quite targeted with our connection. We need to realise that our story is wonderful, but it isn't that relevant to everyone. And I was telling a story last night. I went up to Russia with work a couple of years ago, and I visited a man in his bank who owned a farm that was 345,000 hectares, and he was growing, and he was one farmer of reasonable, that sort of size. And they had no interest in GE free. They had no interest in, they put chemicals on because people don't want insects in their food. The social responsibility wasn't a big issue. So we need to be very cautious and conscious that we want to target that premium market. And that premium market, they're going